Hey, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. I have been on a book buying ban, or just trying to be more conservative in my buying of books just because I do not have a job and I'm trying to save money for college. So it is a surprise that I have acquired this many books to me as well. I basically buy all of my books used. Unless there's a super new release that I have pre-ordered or something like that, I will tend to buy my books used. I use things like Depop, which I have my own Depop. It's always down below. It's Pixiepia, and I go to book sales and things like that. Books are really bad for the environment, so I try to conserve my purchasing of new ones. That's my little spiel on used books. So with that being said, most of these books are used. 2 of them are not. First I have The House of Salt and Sorrows, or House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This is a dark 12 dancing princesses retelling, which I am so excited about. This is supposed to be very grim, very gory. The main, like the oldest princess, I believe, is trying to figure out what's happening to her other sisters because they are all getting killed off one by one. And I've heard really good things about this. Actually really mixed things, but I think that this is going to be something I will enjoy because I love like a dark fantasy, especially a standalone, and it sounds like really up my alley because I love the 12 Dancing Princesses Barbie movie. Then I got a book I've already read, and that is The Catcher in the Rye. This is one of my favorite classics of all time. I read this last year and I read it for school, so I didn't have my own copy, and this is like a really nice copy of the paperback. I really just wanted to own it for my collection, wanted to reread it, things like that, and I really recommend The Catcher in the Rye. I just want to have it in my possession because I love it and I'm gonna annotate it and it's gonna be so exciting. Pia talking about The Catcher in the Rye for 27 minutes straight. Then I got another book. This is called The Meaning of Birds. This is a dark contemporary or hard-hitting contemporary, also female. I believe it's about a girl who is basically dealing with a ton of loss. Her father dies, and in the after portion, I think her girlfriend dies. It deals a lot with grief, obviously, and I really love hard-hitting contemporaries. I haven't really heard too many things about this. Actually, I've heard like nothing about this book, but I really liked the cover. And I like a hard-hitting contemporary. It also has like some good blurbs. I love books about loss and grief and stuff like that, so I'm excited to read this, and I'll let you know how it is because I haven't really heard anyone talk about it. Then I got an ARC for my school, and this is 8 Will Fall by Sarah Harrion. This I remember came in a Owl Crater of Fairy Loot, and this came out in November. This is, I want to say, like a sci-fi book. I really don't know anything about it, but I feel like people are giving it pretty good reviews. Then I have another ARC, and this is my first ARC that I have gotten from a publisher, which is kind of insane. From HarperCollins, I got All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban. This comes out March 20th, so it's already out by the time you're watching this. This is kind of like Breakfast Club meets like thriller murder mystery, which I'm obsessed with because I love the Breakfast Club and I love a good thriller or mystery book. So it's for fans of One of Us is Lying and Agatha Christie, and I'm very excited about this. Not only is the cover super cool, but I'm ready for a thriller because I haven't read one in a while. So thank you so much, HarperCollins, for sending this to me. The next books are all used books from one of my favorite used book sales in my town. If you want to watch like a video from 2 years ago, which like I'm not stopping you, but like I did a video called Used Book Haul, which I believe is from the same. So the first book I got actually was the first thing I saw when I got there, and that is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn, Hardcastle. This is a thriller that has gotten a lot of praise. I've seen Lala from Books and Lala talking about it. I think it sounds really interesting. I think it's about a woman who dies every day until she can like find the killer of someone. Pretty cool. I don't know, I like the concept. I remember this coming out around the time that The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo came out, and there was kind of a lot of confusion between the 2 books that happened to have Evelyn and Evelyn in the title and like 7. So I was kind of put off because of that, but I've heard it's a really good book and a really good kind of like suspense novel. Really excited about this. I'm also gonna let my mom borrow this because I think it will be up her alley as well. Then we can sense a theme in the next 3 books, so I'm gonna show them all at once. I have The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. I decided to buy all of these books in hardback because they were there and they were $2 each, and I do not own this series. The book that I read for that video where I was like reading Hunger Games for the first time was my brother's copy, and it's a paperback, and then he has hardbacks of the 2 other books, but I don't want to take his copies because this was a series that he really loved, so I wanted to own my own set, and getting them all for $6 is pretty cool. Yeah, I expect a reading vlog where I read these 2 for the first time because I'm excited. I would like to know what happens next because I'm a baby and I don't know what happens in the Hunger Games. I got a Full House book. This is one of the Michelle ones, and this is called Babysitting Boss, which I like exactly know what episode this is about. To be honest with you, I really don't read these books. Do like I have a lot of ideas for 24-hour readathons. I have a lot of these. I just kind of collect these. These are books that I used to have a lot when I was a kid. They just hold a really special place in my heart because I love Mary-Kate and Ashley and I love Full House. Then I got This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald. One of my friends in our teen advisory board actually read this book and made it sound very interesting. I really would like to read it. I read Gatsby last year and I liked it, and I know this is kind of like a roaring 20s, like flamboyant, like fun book as well. That's about like flappers, I believe. Professor at Princeton, or like a grad student at Princeton University, which I think is also very cool. I'm always down to try out a classic, you know me. Lastly, I hope Miss Murphy is watching this. Miss Murphy is one of my favorite English teachers, but this is for her in particular because I got Walden and Civil Disobedience by Henry David Thoreau. I read Civil Disobedience last year in my English class, and we read excerpts from Walden, and I just found it very interesting. I think the whole like transcendentalists writing is very interesting. I really would like to read it at some point. I saw this and I was like, of course I have to buy this because... Anyway guys, those are all the books that I bought recently. Hopefully I won't buy any more in the future. I know I already have a couple pre-orders coming in the mail. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have read any of these books. Pretty sure a lot of you have read The Hunger Games. But if you've read any of these books and you want to let me know your thoughts on them down below, I would really love to know that. Which ones I should get to first, which ones you want to see reading vlogs on, all that kind of jazz. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, do all of the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!